In a matter of minutes, it wouldn't take too long. The other faction will respond, and that's what usually happens. The script has already been written. Nigeria politics is to a large extent predictable. Well, the Senator, Nadi Usman, led Labour Party, has asked the general public to disregard the purported 48-hour ultimatum given to the party leaders. The party leader, Peter Obi, to resign or face expulsion. In a statement signed by Ken Eluma Asogwa, the Senior Special Assistant Media to the acting national chairman. What exactly did he or she say? They said, the statement read, the attention of Labour Party has been drawn to misleading reports and commentaries. Okay, there's a lot happening right here. I apologize. Just give me a minute. Misleading reports and commentaries suggesting that His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, has been issued a 48-hour ultimatum to resign from the party following his participation in a coalition. For the avoidance of doubt, the leadership of Labour Party on May 26 publicly declared its full support of Mr. Peter Obi's involvement in the coalition efforts aimed at creating a robust political alternative to rescue Nigeria from the disastrous misrule of the APC. That position has not changed. We wish to affirm that Mr. Peter Obi's participation in the coalition activities, including the ADC unveiling, was done with the full knowledge, approval, and support of the Labour Party leadership. So the big question now is, who would we follow? Of course, the debate will be about what's the legit faction, what does the Constitution recognize, did the court say anything about their problems? But they do have problems. Yes, indeed they do. We must remember that political parties are vehicle candidates, not government, whatever elective position there is that I can reach. Right now in Nigeria, based on the provisions of the Electoral Act, I need a political party. It's a vehicle to help me get there. Because my personal interest of gaining power has to align with the public's interest for development. And so Labour Party, like many other parties, is a vehicle. It was in that vehicle that Peter Obi rode his way to fame, notoriety, and everything that came his way in the last election. He did not win, but he had massive support. And thanks to the person of Peter Obi, Labour became relevant again. And it's a symbiotic relationship, right? I don't think that the candidate is more important than the party, or the party more important than the candidates. I believe that, they both have to work together. But in the case of Labour and Peter, it's quite clear that people loved the party, followed the party, aligned with the party simply because they were after the man. Now Peter wakes up and says, on the path of this same journey of acquiring power, saving the people, answering the questions, developing the nation, and all the things that come with a man becoming president, I believe that joining forces with an anti-Tinubu coalition is in the country's best interest. Normally, a regular political party would have questions about that move. Because what that means is they would have to join forces and possibly form a new party or adopt another party. So every party should be concerned. Now, where does Labour stand? One faction says, no, we are not aware, we did not give our endorsement, we no agree. Another faction, which of course plays more to the tune of Peter Obi, says, of course, we are aware. He's our man. We had a meeting. We had conversations. We agreed. In fact, he didn't even want to go. We were the ones that said, Peter, don't do this to yourself. Okute Don Stone, the rock, do this for us. And the same problem that trails our different parties, factions, has found its way to the Labour Party. Not today. But it's usually the problem that pokes holes in the ship and leads to its sinking. PDP, faction. APC, faction. Labour Party, faction. The factional chairman, the factional spokesperson, they are both divided right now. So the question is to be or not to be for OB. Is Labour Party in support of the coalition? It's yes and no at the same time. But remember, because we are quick to forget, or maybe we do not know, that amongst the 10, according to INEC, of course, applications for new political parties that INEC claims it has on its table, which also has 2 others. There is an Obedient People Party, or so I can't remember the name, but he said that the supporters of Peter Obi, the Obedients, are also looking to form their own party, just in case. So that this back and forth that Labour Party is doing, the Abure led, this one led, the other one followed. If it does not work, Obi can gingerly, quietly, silently, gentlemanly move his way, cross the road, and enter this new party that is sponsored, championed by the supporters. But maybe Obi was side of the road, say, Peter, cross and come back. We need to talk. And Peter did, because he's a gentleman. That's all he does. And there are videos all over social media with these politicians singing praises, having conversations, declaring intentions, pledging allegiance. I saw the introduction that Reno gave to Peter. And not Reno, sorry. Dino Malai, not Reno, apologies. If it were not for politics, I think Dino Malai would be a good hype man. Because he has his way with, revving people up. And so everyone was happy. I think, and this is my personal opinion, we need independent candidacy in Nigeria. Because people will always have ambitions. People would always want to be president, governor, whatever. And there would always be problems with the party. There would always be factions. There would always be disagreement. Who's the national publicity secretary? Who's the this one? Who's the that one? One side will endorse and the other one will refuse to endorse. So the answer just might be independent candidacy. But for now, the Labour Party has said, Peter, we'll give you 48 hours. And it's counting already because, the ultimatum was given earlier today. Inside that 48, I think the 8 is already off. Remain 40. Maybe 10. Remain 38. So, Peter, it's your move next. We go from that to residents of Aluu, right here in River State, who are sick and tired of their reality. They've had just about enough. Enough is enough, they say. They say the growing waste in the area is becoming an eyesore with potential to negatively impact their health. In an interview with our correspondent, they shared how the refuse is littered on parts of the road. They said the stench is worsened on rainy days. And if you look out your window, I think it's raining now. So it's not really good for them.
This raining season, as they waka, you go see where water they carry dirty and the thing go they hang you for leg. So the dirty too much. From Manowo side to Imates and Bandre Market side along that road, the place they smell too. So make government find people who will come from all the dirty. So people who there go get themselves.
The debt situation in Aluu is actually very worse, and we think the government should help us do something about it because it's unhealthy. It can cause disease and a lot of things in our body. Passing by, you perceive a lot of nonsense and your mood will be disorganized.
Sometimes when we are going to the market and maybe rain fall, you will see how the dustbin will be scattered on the road. It is very bad and it will be making us to feel uncomfortable, which is not healthy. So the government should do something about it.
Okay, so I know that they don't really consider these things, but I always like to see the first thing my mind points to. I love that the respondents are from two different ends of a spectrum. First of all, they are both female. The first one spoke Pidgin and the other one spoke English. So it tells you that this cuts across class, whether they speak Pidgin or you speak English. I also love, well, if you ask me to choose one, I prefer the Pidgin one. There's something about it that just feels relatable, I guess. But long story short, people are affected in devastating ways by this waste. And, waste management seems to be like farmer header crisis, a problem that Rivers State has been somehow unable to solve. For some reason, you leave Rivers, you come back 2 or 3 years ago, there's still a problem around waste. It has transcended government administration. There were waste problems under Wike, waste problems under Fubara. Thanks to an emergency rule, we have another administration. There's still waste problem under Ibas. So regular democracy, waste. State of emergency, waste. Somehow, this problem persists. And if you give this time in a couple of months again, another community will say, hell, you get ACB. If you wake up in the morning, the smell, once breeze blow, you go enter my window. This is not what people should be dealing with, especially when you live in a city. There are perks that come with living in a city. And like the question, what is love? What is the solution to this problem? Does not have an easy answer. Why? Because we make it complex. But the truth is, the solution eludes us as a people. Not for a lack of expertise, not because we don't have professionals that know what to do, what to say, and how to do it, but because consistently there has been a prioritization of politics over policy. I have spoken to some experts in that field, some of whom even refused to join me on air because they were sick and tired of making recommendations to government, and they say, Sam, what's the point? We come and we talk, we push, nothing happens. One of them even showed me a document, a proposal that they had forwarded to government countless times. But you know what? Every single time, those who are appointed in those positions are for political reasons, not for the purpose of competence. So if the head of a waste management agency is there because of a reward system, a power sharing formula, okay, there's something that's supposed to reach us, you would have problems like this. And for me personally, for as long as I've lived in River State, it continues to beat me as to how somehow the state and city has normalized the dumping of refuse on the median. Like, sometimes you talk about it and it seems you are the crazy one. On the center of the road, that is the normal place for people to dispose waste. And you're driving around Port Harcourt and it is normal. It's not out of place. There's nothing wrong with it. Just drive and pass. That cannot make sense on any level. And as human beings, we're dynamic. We eventually grow to get used to things. That's something I never want to get used to. So once again, what do? We do what we've always done. In our case, make noise. And in other cases, the professionals will talk about the waste to wealth, the managing, how we need to, properly bag our waste. We must have dumpsters, what some people call receptacles. We need to, we'll have those conversations again. We'll say it again. We'll sound like a broken record. And the people will complain because it affects them. I'm going to play that sound again because I love the way the pigeon woman put it. But more importantly, she said, we know they get herself. I like that part. You know what it means? It's affecting us mentally. We are not seeing clear. If that smell hits you, you start thinking in a foreign language.
This raining season, as they waka, you go see where water they carry dirty and the thing go they hang you for leg. So the dirty too much. From Manowo side to Imates and Bandre Market side along that road, the place they smell too. So make government find people who will come from all the dirty. So people who there go get themselves.
The debt situation in Aluu is actually very worse, and we think the government should help us do something about it because it's unhealthy. It can cause disease and a lot of things in our body. Passing by, you perceive a lot of nonsense and your mood will be disorganized.
Sometimes when we are going to the market and maybe rain fall, you will see how the dustbin will be scattered on the road. It is very bad and it will be making us to feel uncomfortable, which is not healthy. So the government should do something about it.
Government, help us, please. Help us. It's not in our best interest. 08179230002, 08179230003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. We've talked about the Labour Party giving Peter Obi a 48-hour ultimatum to quit the party over his alignment with the coalition. Aluu residents raising alarm over growing waste. I'm certain there are other parts of the city that have these problems as well. So if that's your situation, you might as well call us. And coming up shortly, we're talking about doctors who have threatened a strike. And they've given the federal government 21 days to act right. Else, it's going to be a shutdown of the sector. Good afternoon, Sam. Let us leave the waste for a moment and focus on the chest. Just maybe the city will be clean. It took a while to get it. A few seconds. Benny Brown, that's okay. Whether it's chest or waist, it's affecting us. Good afternoon, Sam. I'm responding to the 48-hour deadline to Peter Obi by a faction. Mr. Peter Obi, you see these old men who have refused to respect themselves because of money they are receiving from the corruption of the APC. If Mr. Peter Obi leaves Labour Party, the name Labour Party will go into extinction. They should allow the man be with their 24 or 48-hour deadline and focus on delivering good governance. I will always say the interest of my country is far more important than the interest of any individual. Mr. Tamino, yes, they might, go into obscurity, but they will not go extinct. Labour Party has been around for quite some time, right? Yes, Peter Obi revived the party, but let's not kid ourselves. They've been there, just like the SDP. Many parties have just been there, playing their part. Okwando is my first caller from Irebe. Hello, Okwando. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you, the Oracle.
Good afternoon.
You see, it is very surprising to me that in this modern age, where nations are growing from strength to strength, from progress to progress, Nigeria and maybe, let me say, Rivers State, we are going from bad to worse. They say that there is an emergency rule in Rivers State. But I must tell you that those people who say that there is an emergency rule in Rivers State have not proven to us by their words or by their actions the need for an emergency rule. If you go around the whole of Port Harcourt, there is heaps of garbage dumped everywhere. What is the emergency rule for again? If it is not for to mediate things that urgently, I think that I can remember when I was staying at some Boba site. Then River State was better. Every evening you see this Riwama truck that will come and evacuate dead from dustbin every day. But today, go to that same dump site. Pawpaw has, germinated and have, started bearing fruit, and people have started harvesting. What are we talking about in this River State? What are we talking about in Nigeria that we cannot even go from better to better every day in this country? It is very, very, disheartening, and I'm very, very annoying, and I am not happy about it. There is nothing emergency rule is doing in River State. I think by now, as a trained officer, Ibokete Ebas should have known that politicians are just using him to catch crews.
Okay.
It is not a good one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Okwando. Cookie Gam from Rumelimini. Hello, Cookie Gam. Good afternoon.
Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sam, remember a month before the administrator was appointed, and after 1 month, inaugurated those administrator local government, give them two charge, go and empower people and sanitation. Remember, I say go empower people and sanitation. Sam, this is 3 months and how many days now? Rivers is like we have pigs do market shopping on daily basis. We have a government Rivers State for the past 3 months. So remember when we was the governor, the same thing happened. Every Rivers State was littering up. Then he back a Ogua from sanitation. We enjoy seeing government, and I'm not seeing panel. We enjoy seeing government 2 years. Rivers State were a little clean when thing was there. But for these 3 months now, it's like go to Warfare Road where I live, sometimes I tie my nose and cross the road. because everywhere for the past 2 months now, they've not moved this on the median. Is there on daily basis children passing that place? That is, how would they be? So if you don't take time, you see illness will start falling to River State because of this garbage that pour everywhere. Please, I want to beg as visitor, if you are trying to rule River State for this month, but start at River State alone because you have not done anything for this past 3 months now. No road construction, no school, no nothing, no even has not been salary now. Now this is so they are not salary for me now. You see, let him just resign and go back to Cross River State. Thank good afternoon.
All right, thank you very much. Gospel calls from Rumadara. Hello, Gospel.
Good wet afternoon, my brother Sam.
Good wet afternoon. That's interesting. Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Ayefa God's Power.
All right, go ahead.
Sam, Labour Party giving Peter Obi 48 hours to resign from the party.
That's right.
It is very unfortunate that you have submitted proposal that they should allow you to serve for a term. That when you do that, you will leave and the Northerners will take over power in 2031. Why don't you first of all resign from Labour before showing your intention to join the coalition? What Peter Obi is trying to do is, if eventually his proposal is not giving a nod, he wants to go back to Labour Party and contest election. You say you are popular. You say you want the majority vote in 2027. Why can't you remain where you are to contest an election? You are trying to see how you want to join coalition so that you will win election. I don't get it. That is an act of desperation. Like the SCC minister said today, that people forming coalition are a bunch of paid politicians. These are people that have lost elections severally. These are people that, even when they were given platform, they could not win election. We know them. They have held that position before in the time past. So Peter Obi is trying to reduce his popularity because in 2027, yes, he was a little popular. And now, by his act, by showing desperation, I think he's trying to whittle down his popularity in Nigeria. I wait for him. Thank you very much, Sam.
All right, thank you very much. Lawson calls from Yenagua. Hello, Lawson. Good afternoon.
Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Peter Obi, I don't understand. He's regarded as a man of character. He cannot possibly hold two party membership card now. He cannot do that, honestly. He's joining ADC. Then he has to resign from Labour Party. That's the right thing to do. You cannot hold down Labour Party and then also now be struggling with ADC. What do you think? I mean, you are somebody that highlights these things most times when they do. Whether Labour Party says he should resign or not, he should not. He ought to resign so that he can now hold the membership card of ADC.
Okay, Lawson.
He should not, because of politics, spoil what he is known for in this country.
Lawson.
He's somebody I have a lot of respect for.
Lawson.
And I feel that he should do the right thing. Yes, Sam.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, please.
Now, I'm not defending Peter Obi or anybody, but if Sam Anyanwu of PDP can do it, why can't Peter Obi do it, my brother? Why?
No, now. Sam
He reach Obi turn now. It's now wrong.
Sam, no, wait. Sam Anyanwu was still in PDP and left to contest the governorship election as a PDP candidate.
I understand, but you choose one, governor or secretary. You can't be holding the two.
No, see, you see that this one now is going to another political party. He is even asking to be the presidential candidate. I hope you know.
Yeah.
He has even promised to serve only 4 years because he served after the Tinubu's 4 years. We'll have only 4 years.
I know that. I know that. I'm just kidding. I completely understand. Okay. Thank you, Lawson. Thank you very much. Braid calls from OGRA. Hello, Braid. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, labor give functional labor give the 48 hours. There is an adage in my local palace that the sea, the wind is the glory of the sea. Without Peter Obi, Labour Party has been in existence, but they have not gotten the clout they have 2023.
That's true.
They shouldn't forget that Peter Obi has made a wave. It's just for them to ensure that they meant with him, for him to get what he needs. And to become a presidential candidate of a party is not an easy job. He has passed through that. Now he wants to use another party to ensure that he gets the glory of those people so that he can flag the flag. At the end of the day, if he becomes the president, most of these people that is giving him the 48 hours, they are going to benefit more than every other people. They will go down and tell them that we are your supporters, please. We need this, we need that. And they will pester him. At the end of the day, they will benefit more than other people. Why giving him these 48 hours? Why can't they allow him to try to mingle himself with the political elite and see that he gets that which he wants from them? So for me, that 48 hours is neither here or there. Already Labour has two factions. So which of the factions want to stand out to say they are the Labour? Please, they should allow peace to reign in this country.
Okay.
What we need is reform in this country and not dabbling into one political party or the other. There should be reform of the mind. There should be reform of the judiciary. There will be reform of INEC. There will be reform of military and paramilitary. That's what we needed in this country so that the country will thrive. God has given us natural endowment. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Braid. I understand where you're coming from, but I also believe that things need to be done rightly, regardless of the clout or fame that Peter Obi gave the Labour Party. And that's true. It doesn't mean that if he's doing what he shouldn't, he would not be called out. Chima calls from Rumokuta. Hello, Chima. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Oracle.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Oracle, let me quickly just go into these people that are complaining about waste. About last time, both of us we spoke about fixing Nigeria and everything, and I said because of time we won't want to go into details. Although you asked me how many years, I wasn't precise. But the issue is that fixing of Nigeria is not what we're talking about. That place, those wastes are being dumped there. It's not people living around there that dumps those wastes there. Is that the stipulated place that the government has kept aside for them to dump? In my own side there at Rumokuta, we have two places. No truck comes, no Riwama truck comes. We go to the place, if government has failed according to how you assume, as a human being, can't you help yourself? I don't know how people are doing things sometimes. You go and you see somebody who don't come to the media and just drop with you, won't talk to the person, then emotion begin to affect you, begin to shout. Just know. So if I will see them, I'll ask them the same thing because I know the Rwanda have brought some places where people will go and be dumping their waste. Then meanwhile, for the one of P2B, my brother, I don't understand what P2B is actually doing. Does he want to be a dual member of a party? It's not what the Rotman Ameki did immediately. It's not what the David Mark did. Are they not the same people of the same ambition? Now he in P2B and Article, they are having one kind of sense that any layman will just know. You have gone to a party, you've written them a letter, you have everything, and at the same time you are one other party again. That is what they call anti-party now. You should even be suspended from the they don't even yet have to give them any ultimatum. Should be suspended. And so when I look the caliber of men that were there, I saw that these people have it is not normal narcissistic they are, because nobody will want to sit up for anybody. They are there for one ambition. So people be trying to see how he's going to rub sense with them. That maybe if he's holding here small, he will go and Obo Chokorono, he's a crab.
He's sitting with two hands. So let me don't play anybody while you want to do politics. Come and do politics. Defy one and go for one. It's quite there. Don't do as if we are doing what between thing here. Ameti has done his own. Tony Mark has done. Mark, what is his name again? Has done his own. Then you don't want to. Even that's how Atiku used to do too. This was your character. Atiku will do it and do that before you know you think he will run back to PDP. So I've spoken. Let them suspend it. There's no need to do any ultimatum. Thank you. My name is Chima Mokuta.
Okay, Chima. Well, let's see. There are messages waiting to be taken. Afternoon time, Peter Obi has just shot himself in the foot, accepting being a member of the coalition after he has vowed not to deputize any presidential candidate, not even Atiku. I ask Sam, in the coalition, what would be the position of Peter Obi come 2027? Presidential candidate or vice presidential candidate? He should just abide by the Labour Party. 24-hour ultimatum. Kelvin Yobo Frank in Port Harcourt says, well, we'll find out his position in a matter of time, I guess. I don't know how long. The Labour Party gives Peter Obi 48-hour ultimatum to leave the party. Well, let's even assume they are the authentic voice of that party. Should they not even be grateful that the entrance of Peter Obi into the party brought light into that party? A party that has almost gone into the abyss of obscurity should even be ganging all its internal organs, including her kidneys, heart, and liver, to keep Obi in her party. You can be sure if Obi leaves that party, the Labour Party will be gone, just like fuel subsidy. Godwin Chinda. Okay, Godwin. Okay. Well, I have a break that I need to take now. After that, I'll take the final headline. Stay with us.